guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be running through some of the running costs / all the running costs it's cost me in 2018 to keep my BMW E85 Z4 on the road. This is excluding the purchase of the car when I bought it like last May. So hopefully you guys find this video useful. As always, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and comment below if you've maybe had similar experience or anything that's kind of questions or is anything you want to know, really. So without further ado, let's crack on. So as I mentioned previously, I bought the car in May 2018 and it did have a couple of issues. One of the first issues was the door latch actuator and lock. It was actually kind of jammed from the inside and outside. You could pull the handle and it would be really loose and nothing would happen. So that required getting a new cable in the handle, and if I get the paperwork out for that, the handle itself was £98.64, and then we had to get the cable, so it's two of them, so it's £14.03 each, so it's like 28 and 6 pence. And then I also needed an ABS sensor because that had an issue when I first got the car, and that was £72.20 for that part. And then I had £180 obviously and a bit for labour, including that. We were at £454.92 for the first bill. Following that, that was the 24th of May. Following that, just looking back, I had a turbo water pump, a blanking plug and some engine coolant, and a wee bit of labour again, and that was about £195.48. And when I first got the car, the roof wasn't working. That seems to be a common issue with the E85 Z4, where the motor's originally installed into the car. It's down where the drainage plug is, that kind of fills up with dirt, rises up with water, rusts out the motor, and it renders it useless. So I'll put a clip of it now. And we're back. So basically, as you've seen, the roof actuator on the kind of main windscreen pillar with all the kind of hooks to unlatch, but the motor itself to actually pull the roof up and down wasn't working. That required getting done, along with a little bit of other kind of maintenance. I think I had a car service as well, and that came to £1,368. So it wasn't cheap, but that also included the motor relocation as well into the boot. That will show you now. And we're back. The car also needed an MOT, which is standard £50. Just get that done. The car currently is 106,739 miles, and the previous MOT in 2017 was 101,000 miles, and 2016 was 93,000 miles, so it's gradually went up about 10,000 a year. You can see in 2015 it done 87, in 2014 done 82,000, and I think since I've got the car I've done like 3,000 miles since May. And it passed first time, which is good, or second time. Actually, I think it passed second time. I think the door might have caused an issue. I need to double check on that actually. But the only advisory on it is suspension bush arm deteriorated, and a little bit of movement. So that's the only advisory in the MOT there. We get on to, I'll go for the last kind of part, which recently in the cold weather, the car was just not starting, or you would charge it up overnight and then it would die within 10 minutes, sometimes one set of traffic lights. That resulted in me taking to the car garage again. Funnily enough, when Mum took me down in the 5 Series, which I was pointing to there, that's the Golf, I took about 7 jumps to go about 4 miles, just because the alternator had failed and we weren't getting enough juice in the battery. It's pretty unreal experience because you can't have your lights on, radio, no aircon, and when you slowly lose your power, you lose the power steering, you lose the needles. It's amazing what you can actually run on with like nothing, but you slowly lose everything and you feel like you're back in an E30 basically. Well, my one anyway, that was pretty in bad shape. So that resulted in a new alternator, which was £179. We also had a new battery at £94.87. Again, some labour on for that, and that is £46 and no, sorry, £463.64. Wishful thinking. That's including VAT there. And last but not least, I've just brought along my renewal for the tax. So for 6 months it's £173.25, or for the 12 months that's £315 for the whole year. And that's primarily due to it being a petrol, a bit older, and 216 grams of CO2. So it's quite extortionate in terms of tax in comparison to something like a modern day diesel, which is like the Golf, you're paying like £30 a month, £30 a year for road tax. So it's just something to keep in mind. So I've had all that up on my phone, for all the parts, the service, getting the roof done, and I forgot to add there's £60 to get the actual new handle painted as well by Body Shop to match the Titan Silver outside, which is again £60. So the grand total for 2018 is £2,963 and 4 pence. First time adding that number up in paper and seeing that number in real life is ridiculous, because that's almost the price of the car. So yeah, just maybe bear that in mind if you're looking at buying a BMW Z4, especially one of this age. Although it's not any major issues. So with that large sum of, again, £2,963 and 4 pence, actually kind of gobsmacked myself about that. Just please bear that in mind if you're looking at the BMW Z4. Something to keep in mind, maintain as maintenance costs in your head, that these aren't cheap cars to run. So hopefully you guys found this video useful. As I said again, if you please give it a like, share with your friends. I'm trying to grow the channel. Subscribe to the channels, I've got more BMW content, especially a lot more on my Z4. Mum's 5 Series is going to get changed. It's supposed to be in 2 weeks, but her new car's been delayed by a month. So that's going to be another probably mid-February, and it'll be around around birthday time. So get a couple more videos of the 5 Series before that goes, and plenty of Z4 videos before summer comes around. So, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at BeamerTom, and I've also got a Facebook, it's just Cars of Glasgow. I've also got another YouTube channel called Cars of Glasgow, which is primarily for car reviews, car events, new news, cars, and some personal opinions. This channel is primarily focused for the BMWs. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you in next video. Ciao!